Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hexcells Solver. Today we are working on puzzle number 3 in this Infinite series. Let's go ahead and get this generated here. Now, before I begin this puzzle, I do want to preface that this puzzle actually stumped me. I was not able to figure it out on my own. I actually had to use my resources and reached out to the Hexcells Reddit community. Made a post there saying, "Hey, I'm stuck. Can one of you help me solve this thing, or at least get me out of this jam?" And thankfully, there was a user who replied and was able to actually post and incorporated all of the logic that they used to get out of this jam, as well as included a diagram to help along the way as well. So a huge shout out to a user by the name of Stanzy Mash on Reddit. Hopefully I'm saying your username correctly here. In the description of this video, I'm going to go ahead and share a link to the post that I had created, as well as the comment from Stanzy Mash that does walk through the logic being used. So huge shout out to them. Thank you so much for helping me out here. I would have been SOL, so to speak. I was stuck on this puzzle for quite some time and just for the life of me could not figure it out. And I was a little bit ashamed because we're only on puzzle number 3 and didn't really get too far. So, without further ado, what I'm going to do here is go through this puzzle as normal, get to the point where I got stuck. I'll give you guys the opportunity to pause the video and try and solve it on your own, and then I am going to draw on my screen and kind of replicate Stanzy Mash's logic and kind of walk through all of that with you all. And so, cool. Without further ado, let's get started here. So, first things first, what I'm seeing here is this 2 with the brackets, meaning that in this column there are 2 bombs and both of those bombs must be touching. So since there is a bomb here, we know that a bomb needs to either go on this top cell or this 3rd cell in that column, meaning that we can actually open up those 2 cells underneath. This 3 with the dash surrounded by 4 means that this 3, there are 3 bombs in these 4 cells. However, with the dashes, those 3 bombs cannot be consecutive. So there must be a break somewhere. Using logic, we can tell that there must be bombs on the ends of this 3, and then the last bomb must be in between or one of these 2 cells. Let's take a look here. So this 2 and this 4 have an interesting interaction. So this 2 flower already has 1 bomb in it, being this 4. And so we know there's 1 more bomb within all of these different cells within this flower. Now if we open up this 4 flower, we see there's 1, 2, 3 bombs already pointed out within that flower, so we know the 4th must be within these 3 cells. If we do a little overlap and open up the 2 flower and the 4 flower, we could now tell that this 2 flower, since there must be a bomb within these 3 cells, it would be 1 within these 3 and then 2, which actually would satisfy this 2 flower, and so we can actually open up all the other cells within that flower. Being able to do that actually opened up some more clues, and we're able to progress down the left side or on the top side of this puzzle, which then we get to another little stopping point here. This 3 cell is now interesting because we know there must be only 1 cell within this hex. If a bomb were here and these 2 were open, this 3 would only have 2 touching it. So we know that the 1 bomb within these 3 must be in either one of these bottom cells. So we can actually open up this top one and then mark these 2 because it's going to be 1, 2, and the 3rd has to be within either of those 2 cells. In doing so, we can solve this 2 here, which gives us another 2, which is solvable. Opens up this 1, which we were able to open up. This 2 is now satisfied. This 2 only has 2 touching it. This 1 is satisfied. Now this 2 with the dashes, same logic as before. There are 2 bombs within this column. However, the bombs cannot be consecutive. Since there is a bomb here, this one cannot be a bomb, otherwise it would violate that rule. This 2 with the dashes, same exact logic. 2 bombs within the ones that are touching it, however they cannot be touching each other. And so with that we know that this must be a bomb, and there's 1 bomb in these 2 cells. That helps us to satisfy this 2, which gives us a 3, which only has 3 cells touching it. This 2 column is now satisfied. We'll turn that off and open up the cells remaining. This 2 only has 2 touching it. Let's see here. Let's take a look at this 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 bombs already marked. And then because of this 2, since it has 1, we know the last bomb to satisfy this 5 flower must be in either one of these cells. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 must be in either one of these. Meaning we can open up all the other cells within that flower. This 2 has 2 touching it, so that satisfies that, and we can actually solve this 5 flower because of it. Now before we get into this area, let's finish up this left corner here. So this 1 is satisfied, this one only has 1 touching it, this one only has 1 touching it, and we get a question mark with a blank cell that doesn't really help us. This 2 is now satisfied. 1, 2, this 2 only has 2 touching it. This 2 column only has 2 cells left, so we can actually close that one out, which helps satisfy this 3. This 2 is satisfied, and this 3 column only has 3 cells in it now as well. So 1, 2, and 3. We can close that one out too. Alright, so we get this 4 flower here. This 4 flower is interesting because it has 1, 2 bombs already marked within it. This 3 here, 1, 2, means that there must be a bomb in either one of these 2 cells, which would make 1, 2, 3 bombs within this 4 flower, meaning that one of these 4 cells must be a bomb, but we don't know where quite yet. However, we can use that in conjunction with this column of 8. In this column of 8, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cells, and only 8 of them are bombs. We know that there is 1 cell within this column that does not have a bomb. If we use that in conjunction with this 4, we know 1, 2, 3, and only 1 bomb remains out of these 4 cells. And it has to be in either one of these 2 cells. So we know 1, 2, 3, and 4, so we can actually open up these 2 cells. And because we know that only one of these 2 cells has a bomb in it, with this 8, we know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bombs there. But that doesn't really help us all that much. This 2 with the dashes, we see that there is now a bomb in that column. With the dashes, 2 bombs cannot be consecutive, so we can actually open up that cell, which will help us later on. And this 1 only has 1 bomb touching it. Alright, so already we've actually gotten to the point where I got stuck, unfortunately. It seems pretty early in the puzzle. And like I said before, if you are following along, pause the video here and try and solve this for yourself. But yes, I am going to actually open up some cells like this 7 flower and a few different columns, and then I'm going to open up my drawing tool here and replicate the drawing that Stanzy Mash had sent me on Reddit to help with the logic chain here. So hopefully we'll all be able to follow this along. I thought he did a great job explaining, and hopefully I too can do a great job in explaining. So I'm going to fill a few of these cells with different colors and different letters, just replicating the drawing that he had sent in. This is a B, this one is an A. Please excuse me for my poor handwriting. As we can all probably relate to, writing with a mouse is not the easiest thing. we're going to switch to green here. I'm actually just going to make a dot in this cell. This one is an I. And this one is a J. Put a dot in this cell and a dot in this cell. Then we're going to switch to this pinkish purple color. Make a dot there, make a dot there, make a dot here, and make a dot here. And then we're going to switch to blue. And this is going to be a Z. I like to cross my Z's. A Y. And an X. Alright, so like I said, I'm going to leave the link to Stanzy Mash's post within the description of this video. Stanzy Mash, thank you again for helping me out here. I was completely stuck and definitely would not have been able to figure out this logic chain, so thank you again. Alright, so I am going to read the post that the Stanzy Mash had made and try and point out different things to help all of us follow along with the logic here. Let's change my cursor to red, it's a little bit easier to see. So he starts off that first we need to establish this. This 7 flower already has 1, 2, 3, 4 bombs in it. Due to the 3 cell next to it, this one, due to this 3 cell down here, cells A and B contain at least 1 blue cell. So if you're following along with this logic, this 3 cell has 4 cells touching it. One of those is already marked. So if this were a blue cell, only one of these 2 could be blue. So there is an implied 1. It could definitely be 2, but there's at least 1 bomb in either of these 2 cells. So we'll kind of make a little connection mark there. With that, if we look at this 8 column, so this 8 column, once all the cells marked purple, or in this case this pinkish color, are made blue, we only have 7 in the column, so the 8th must be in C, D, or E. So following that along, we see 1 if this were blue, 2, 3, we'll skip these C, D, and E, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cells in this column would be blue, meaning that at least 1 C, D, or E needs to be blue. So this means that, yes, there's at least 1 blue cell in that range, and that would account for 6 blue cells within the 7 flowers so far. So 1, 2, 3, 4, the implied 5, and the implied 6 between C, D, and E. Now this is where the logic begins. Consider if a cell in the range X, Y, or Z were blue. This would account for the 7th cell in the flower, and so there must be exactly 1 cell in each of the ranges we established earlier. All blue cells are accounted for, so F, G, and H would then be black. Meaning that D would have to be blue. If there was a cell in X, Y, or Z, one of those would be blue, and either a cell in B or A would be blue. Yep, so D must be blue to satisfy this 3 and satisfy this 8 column, so 1 and 1 in X, Y, Z, and 1 in B, A. So this would complete the A column, meaning that C and E are both black. With F and C both black, all other open cells marked green on the 9 diagonal must be blue to reach that 9 total. Okay, so if D were blue and there was a blue cell in X, Y, or Z and a blue cell in either B or A, that means that F and C would both be open, or no bombs in there. And so looking at this column of 9, we know that there would be a bomb here, a bomb here, a bomb here, a bomb here. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that would solve all of those. That 9 would be satisfied. So we'd have a bomb in D, a bomb in either A or B, and a bomb in XYZ. And then all these other green cells would have bombs. C and F would both be black. Now, using that logic, if cell X was the one that we chose as the bomb, this would be the third blue cell in this 2 with the dashes column alongside J, which would then be a contradiction. So because D was a bomb, we know, and A or B were a bomb, it wouldn't really matter. It could be B, well, it'd have to be B, and we put a bomb in X. Since J would be a bomb, and this blue cell already exists, that would actually satisfy this column already. So we know X cannot actually be a bomb. And so that would make a contradiction. If it was Y or Z that would have the bomb in it, this would be the third blue cell in the 3 column alongside this I. So this I would be a bomb, meaning 1, 2, and then Y or Z would have to be a bomb, which would make A a bomb. And because of that, J is already a bomb, so that same logic already has a contradiction in it. So we'd have 1, this I would be blue for 2 bombs in this 3 column, and then Y or Z would be the third, but with that, A, J, and this other one would have to be blue bombs as well, which contradicts this 2 with the dashes logic. So if any cell out of X, Y, or Z are blue, we reach the same contradiction. Therefore, all 3, X, Y, and Z, actually must be black cells. So, with that, let's get back to the puzzle here. So this was X, Y, and Z are all black, and that is very true. Now, we do have a 1 here, which is already satisfied, so we know that 1 cannot go there. So already he has gotten us out of the pickle that we were in, so thank you, Stancy Mash, for that. I greatly appreciate it. But yes, let's continue on and see if we can solve this puzzle here going forward. Now I will say I did this only once before and was able to solve the rest of the puzzle, and it is still not a walk in the park. That is for sure. And so yeah, let's take a look here. So we have the 7, meaning that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 bombs in there. 5, 6 must be in either one of these 3 cells to satisfy this 3. So there's 2 out of these 3 cells. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we know there's 1 cell connected to those 3 with the dashes, meaning that we can actually open up that cell there. Now, with that, this 8 column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, only 8 cells remain. And so we can actually close out that column now. So now with that same logic, with this 3 here, it already has 2 bombs touching it. Only one of these can be a bomb, meaning that this has to be a bomb. Alright, now let's see what we can do with that. So we know there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. To help with that. Alright, now let's see here. I'm actually going to get my little drawing board out again, and we're going to look at this 2 right here. So now if we were to put a bomb here, I'm just going to designate that with an X. That means one of these 2 has to be a bomb. We don't know where, and unfortunately there's no other clues that really help us. But that would mean that this 2 with the dashes column would actually be satisfied. So we had a bomb here. This would be open. I'm going to mark the open cells with these minus signs, that would be open. To satisfy this 3, this would have to be a bomb. To satisfy this 3, we'd have 1, 2, this would have to be a bomb. And looking at this column of 9, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cells within that column. Since this one would be open if they were a bomb here, all the rest of the cells would need to have bombs in them to be able to satisfy that 9. And already you're probably recognizing that, well, wait a minute, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 X's in this column of 3. That is a contradiction. So with that logic, we can actually deduce that this cell right here cannot have a bomb. So we'll go ahead and open up that cell. We know that both of these cells are now bombs. Alright, so I'm going to open up my handy dandy drawing tool again. Now, let's take a look at this 3 with the dashes. So we know that there has to be a bomb in either this square, this hex, or this hex. Now, let's actually say that this cell was not a bomb. What would that look like? So, using the same kind of logic that we just saw with this column of 9, we have 1, 2, 3, this would have to be a bomb, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 all be bombs. Since this is a bomb in this column of 2, this would not be a bomb, and this could not be a bomb. That not being a bomb means that this has to be a bomb. That would solve this 3 and this 3. But to solve this 3, this would also need to be a bomb. And you can already see that in this column for 3, we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4 bombs in there if this original cell was not a bomb. So we actually know that this has to be a bomb. Let's go back to the puzzle. So this has to be a bomb, which then solves this 3. We can open up both of those cells. So now in this flower of 7, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and either one of these needs to be a bomb. Alright, now let's check back on these numbers up top here. So this 4, we know 1, 2, 3, one of these must be a bomb. Same with the 2, one of these must be a bomb. This 5 has 1, 2, 3, 4, and either one of these must be a bomb for the 5th. So we can actually open up that cell and this cell. Now with that, we actually get this 4 here. And so we have 1, 2, either one of these cells must be a bomb for 3, and either one of these cells must be a bomb for 4. Now, since there is only one of these 2 cells must be a bomb, with this column of 9, we know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we know that is the deciding point right in there. This 2 then, with the dashes, we know 1, this must be open, and we actually get a 5, which is interesting. That helps us out quite a bit. So this 5 only has 5 touching it. We know all of those are bombs. Now let's look at this 6. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one of these 2 must be the 6th, and so this must be the open cell. So now this column of 9, we know that has to be a bomb to solve that. This 4, 1, 2, 3, this must be where the bomb is to solve that, meaning this 3 is satisfied. This 5 we can actually close out. The 6th flower we can actually close out. And this 2 with the dashes, we can now close that out as well. This 3, 1, 2, and 3, that is where the bomb must be. The 7th flower, that tricky 7, we can finally close that flower out. This 3 column, 1, 2, and 3, we can close that out as well. Alright, now where does that... right, so let's take a look at this this 6 now. Oh, actually, let's take a look at this 2. 1, and this must be a bomb for 2, meaning that this 4 is also complete. Now let's take a look at this 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in 7 cells within that column. There's already a break, so that solves the brackets there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have this 1 here, meaning that one of these 2 cells must be a bomb. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we can mark that one as a bomb. And because one of these 2 must be a bomb, that would satisfy this 1 saying that this cannot be a bomb. And we get a 2 with only 2 touching it, which then solves this 6 and that 1. Alright, now let's take a look at this 4 column. We know there's 1, 2, 3 bombs already marked. So the 4th must be in one of these open cells. Looking at that in conjunction with this 3, let's see here. Okay, so yes, this 3 column with this 4 column, and we're looking right where they intersect at this 2. So using some logic here, with this 4 column, there's 1, 2, 3. If with this 2, neither of these cells were bombs, that would mean that both of these cells must be bombs, which would make 1, 2, 3, 4 within this column of 3, which would contradict that 3. So that means there must be 1 cell in either of these 2 cells and 1 bomb in either of these 2 cells and 1 bomb in either of these 2 cells. Now, looking at this 4, and this 3, with that logic where there must be a bomb in either of these and a bomb in either of these, we can actually go ahead and open up the rest of the cells within each of these respective columns. That actually gives us a 4 here with only 4 touching it. So now this 4 column is satisfied. We can open up that cell. And let's see here. Alright, actually now that I look at it, let's go back to this 8 over here. Since we did mark this cell for that 9, I do believe this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bombs within it. So that's actually solved. Let's close that out. We get a 3, so that is solved. Now looking at this 4 flower, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. This must be open. And we can close out that 4. Looking at this 6 column, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we can actually mark all of those cells and close out that 6 column. This 4 only has 4 touching it. This 2 now only has 2 touching it. And so we just did a lot of work over on that end. This 4 was satisfied, so we're good to go there. Let's see here. Now we're down to 6 cells left. This 2 down here, okay, it only has 2 touching it, so now we're actually down to 4 cells left. Wow, alright. So we know there must be 1 in this column and 1 in this column. So 1, 2, this 2, if this is a bomb, that makes 3. Don't know where the 4th one would be, so I'm not sure if it comes down to counting quite yet. Let's see here. Alright, now again, it seems like we're at the end of this puzzle, but it is still pretty tricky. So we have 4 bombs remaining. I'm actually going to pull up my little drawing tool once again. And show you guys something here for the various logic. So let's look at this 2 here. A bomb can either go here or here. And I'm going to do these we're going to split these hexes in half. So we'll start and kind of do a little trial and error here. So on the bottom half here, I'm going to make all these red. If a bomb were here, that would mean a bomb cannot go here, which would solve this 2. this 3 would then have 1, 2, a bomb here. No bomb here. That would solve that 3. This 3 column would have 1, 2, and 3. Let's see here. This 2 column would then be satisfied. This 2 would then need a bomb here and a bomb here. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4 bombs. This 2 would be satisfied, which means no bomb there and no bomb there. This 2 column would have 1 and 2. That would be satisfied. And the rest of these cells would actually be blank. And that would actually solve the puzzle. So now let's look at the opposite. What if we were to put a bomb here? That would mean this cell would not have a bomb. This 3 would then be satisfied with 1, 2, 3. So no bomb there, meaning that there would be a bomb up here. This 2 would then be satisfied. No bombs there, because this 2, which would mean a bomb must go there. And this 2, 1, and this bomb would have to go here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, again a viable solution. This column of 3 would have 1, 2, 3 bombs in it, because that would be blank. This 2 with the brackets would have 1 and 2. This 2 without the brackets would have 1 and 2. This 2 would be solved. This 2 would be solved. This 2 would be solved. And this 3 would be solved. So once again, another viable solution. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4 bombs there. And so, using both of those logic chains, we know all these cells that are marked, those must contain the remaining 4 bombs. So we can actually go ahead and open up this cell, and all of these cells as well. And hopefully either this cell or this cell will give us a clue as to where the bombs need to be. So actually we can open up this cell as well, since both of these are minuses. So if a bomb were there, both of these would be open, and this 2 could not be satisfied. So these 3 cells are going to be key, and we can actually open those using those 2 logic chains. And there we go. We get 1, 2, 3. This must be a bomb then to satisfy that 4. This 2, this cannot be a bomb, so that is satisfied, meaning that this 3, 1, 2, and 3 satisfies that. This 2 is satisfied. This 2 is satisfied. 1 and 2. And we have 1 bomb remaining. This 3 column is satisfied, and this 2 with the dashes, 1 and 2, must be where the last bomb is. 0 bombs remaining. The rest of these are open. And holy cow, like I said, tough puzzle. As you can see, this took me quite some time. I actually started and stopped the recording of this as I kind of got stuck again and was trying to think of different ways and figure out the logic. So yeah, wow, puzzle number 3. Hopefully we have a string of puzzles that are a little bit easier than this one. But again, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to link the post by Stanzy Mash explaining the logic to help me get out of that little pickle that I was in the description below. But yeah, awesome stuff. Love this game. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time.